Hi, I'm Randy at Kentville Toyota, and today we're going to do a comparison between the Toyota Corolla and the Toyota Camry. All new 2025 Camry Hybrid XSE trim. So we're going to start at the front of this new all-wheel drive hybrid Camry XSE. So as you can see, lots of sonar in the front of the bumper for park assist. You do have a front-facing camera as well for the bird's eye view. So on this trim level, you do get a bird's eye view on the interior, so you can see from all sides of your vehicle. That is not part of the safety features as far as the drive assist. Those are all up in the windshield. So you get these awesome LED headlights. The marker lights are up here. Really aggressive look. It's nice to see. Great visibility at night. The LEDs take up really little space. You get a nice clean look on the front of the car, and the visibility is fantastic. This is one of the vehicles that doesn't give you that blinding light that some of the competitors do, but it's a nice clean light. It's linear in fashion, and you get excellent lighting for nighttime driving. From the driver's side of this vehicle, this is a new color for 2025. This is Underground. This has been a really popular color so far. It's available on the Camry, the new Corolla Hybrid, Tacoma, Tundra. A lot of our new vehicles for 24 and 25 have this color. Because this is the XSE trim, you get a really aggressive stance on your wheel. This is a 19-inch wheel, a low-profile tire. So on any of these hybrids, you can go down as low as a 16-inch wheel and tire package for winter tires if you're interested in that. But this one's standard feature, because it is a sport package as the XSE, it does come with the 19, really aggressive look, nice black wheel, looks really good with the new Underground color. So here on the mirror, you do have the indicator light. And on the actual face of the mirror, you do have the blind spot marker that lets you know if anyone's approaching you from your blind spot or you're in someone else's blind spot. So that's the same as it was in the previous generation, just a little more responsive, been a nice change. On the rest of the vehicle, this particular car comes with the auto lock or unlock feature that has been available on Camry now for quite some time, is that when you put your hand on the vehicle, when the key's in your pocket, hand, wherever it is, you can automatically lock and unlock all the doors of the car from the driver's door to the passenger door. So really nice feature. Color matched door handles on this particular trim level, and if I believe correctly, it's the same on all the vehicles, that it is a color match so that it blends in nicely. It's a really sporty look, more so than in the previous generation car. So this one, because it is the XSE, it does have the lowering package. It's an effects package that lowers the body line of the vehicle visually. This car has the same clearance as even the 2024 or the 2025. The difference is visually it's a little lower simply because the body lines come out a little further. So don't worry about clearance. You do have an all-wheel drive, great in the snow, and it is an electronic all-wheel drive that you manage from the interior of the vehicle. So we come around to the back. Pretty standard fare. Because this is a hybrid, this is a locking gas door. All of our hybrids moving forward have a locking gas door on them because these are pressurized fuel systems. All the hybrids do that. There's a technical reason why. I don't know what it is, but I could find it for you if you're interested. Anyway, I'm sure somebody will put it in the comments because they already know. So let's come around to the back and have a look here. So here we are in the rear of the same vehicle. So obviously color match bumpers on this vehicle. Again, lots of sensors in the rear bumper for proximity, for you for parking. A couple of different things going on with this vehicle is for parking, for visibility, it will warn you with proximity if you're too close to something. But this vehicle, this trim level, actually comes with rear cross traffic alert, and it has emergency braking. So first, it will warn you if you're getting too close or if something's moving in your path when you're going backwards. And if you don't respond as the driver, it will respond on your behalf, and it will apply the brakes and prevent you from having an accident. Okay? So on the key fob, as per the previous generation, you have the trunk release. Pretty standard fare on every vehicle today is obviously this emergency release. So if someone locks you in your trunk, you can get out. It's a safety feature. The biggest safety feature is don't let people lock you in the trunk. That's probably the best bet. Interior space, fantastic, very similar to the previous generation. These cars come with both two sets of mats. So winter and summer mats are standard. There is a spare in this vehicle, so it does not have an inflatable. It is the right size for the car, but it actually is a tire, but it's not something you'd want to drive on except for emergency situations. Obviously, a lot of our newer vehicles only come with the inflatable repair kits, whereas this one still comes with a tire. The same as the previous generation on this vehicle, and as well as the Camrys and Corollas all have this, is that there's little pulls on both sides, so your 60/40 split rear seat is accessible from the back. So if you're standing here with a longer package, you don't need to come around and put the vehicle, open the rear doors, pardon me, and push the seats down. You can do it from the interior. Release those, reach through, push, and it will open if I pushed harder and someone wasn't watching me with a camera. So great trunk space here. Okay, let's start with the interior, and I'll start on the driver's door. So from here, obvious points. Lock, which again, electronic or mechanical. Every time your battery dies in the car or in the key fob, you always have the option of locking and unlocking your vehicle with no power. So some of that basic functionality is built in, it's all good. So all 4 windows on this vehicle for the driver are power up, power down, fully controllable. Traditionally, we still have the lock on the rear windows so that you can control who can control the windows from the driver's position. And the mirror program is right there on the driver's door as well. So we're going to hop inside now and see what the rest of the interior of this vehicle looks like. Okay, so here we are on the interior of this 2025 Camry Hybrid. So full functionality, all 4 windows will do exactly that. Touch once, all the way down, all the way up, and anything in between. So that's a nice feature. From left to right here on the dash, I've got the automatic headlights. That's a feature on Toyota Safety Sense version 3 that this vehicle comes standard features with right from the entry-level trim. You can turn on and off your traction control. You've got your dimmer for your dash lights. You've got a rear view mirror. You can turn on and see different views on the screen depending on where your mirrors are. Trunk release and your fuel door all right there to the left of the driver. There's a lot of stuff here on the steering wheel. Very familiar to us as Toyota drivers is that once we got rid of the prehistoric version of our cruise control, the new one's here, so you can set the turn cruise on and off, you can resume, you can accelerate, you can do all kinds of neat things here. All the functionality, your audio, all the interfaces here on the steering wheel as it should be. So with the new display, you can also toggle through on the dash all the different features, the all-wheel drive, what it's doing, what the hybrid system is doing, fuel economy, doors open, safety features, everything is displayed here for your driver. And then what else have we got here? Because this is my first time in this car. For starters, we do have a massive panoramic roof, which is lovely because that's an enormous amount of glass for us to have here. Electronic parking brake standard feature on all of the new Toyotas as part of their safety features. So the brake hold is here. Because this is by default a hybrid, your EV mode, your transmission settings, as well as your eco settings for your drive system, all right here by the shifter. Standard shifter, not like a Prius, looks like a regular conventional vehicle, even though it is obviously only a hybrid. The interface, you've got a USB. For those of you who are still using USB sticks for audio, you can still put it in here. It has 2 USB-C high voltage charge points, and this particular version has the newest version of the IQ charging station for your smart devices. I have heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel. This new vehicle actually has a full 360 heated steering wheel, whereas our previous versions of this vehicle basically had them at 10 and 2. And here just off the center point, there were some heat points, but these new vehicles come with full heated steering wheel, 360 degrees. We then get into the infotainment system. This is the new Toyota infotainment, which is part of the new package with all of our newer vehicles, Tundras, Tacomas, everything is the newest version of this. This one has an inherent built-in GPS. It comes with 3 years subscription for most of the services available. Yeah, lots of stuff here. I'm not all that familiar with it. That's what our sales staff is here to do, is give you a complete introduction and training on this, but there's lots of stuff here. It's a great vehicle. I've got to say, the seat is really comfortable. This one is actually perforated leather. It's both heated and cooled, which is really nice. Because this is the XSE, I know you probably can't see it from where you're standing, but we actually have a sport pedal. It's a metal configured pedal, both brake and accelerator, and they have traction points on them. Looks like we're driving a race car, but it's still a Camry. Yeah, so that's the interesting stuff here. We've got a nice big armrest with lots of storage in there. No power units, power, that's not true. There is a power outlet here. There's a conventional, what 300 years ago used to be called a cigarette lighter, so if you need more power than is available, you can get it there. You've got two very generous cup holders that are self-adjusting, and some storage here beside the charging pad if you don't need it. So power driver's seat, we got an 8-way adjustable, and the passenger gets a 4-way adjustable power seat as well. So let's go around and see how much room is in the back of this vehicle now that I've got it set for my roughly 5'10" frame, and see how much room's in the back. So here we are in the back seat of the 2024 Camry XSE. So again, lovely leather seating surfaces. What do I see? I see my power window, I see my door latch. Good storage pockets for both passengers here in the rear. Conventional USB charging power charge port, as well as a USB charge port. Rear passengers do get directional control of the heat and air conditioning that comes out here, and basically you can turn it on and off. Essentially, it's a toggle. Headroom for me is adequate. It's certainly not overly generous. Again, I'm about 5'10", but I have a long torso. My legs are proportionately shorter than the rest of me, so I'm comfortable here, but I wouldn't want to be going across the mogul course. It might be a little short for me. Anyway, so armrest is in a good position, nice broad armrest, two good cup holders here. So, and I see behind me, we've got two very large, very nice JBL speakers. This vehicle does have a very robust 12-speaker JBL sound system that is absolutely fantastic no matter what your taste in music in this vehicle. So I also see some lighting here. There's some map lights, that's kind of nice, little LEDs. Visually, the amount of light in this cabin, and again, we're in a showroom with artificial lighting. It's not very bright right now, but the lighting in here is really nice. So we'll go back to the skill testing question part of the video, where I have to figure out how to open the hood on every vehicle on a video. So again, I fish from left to right. I immediately found the toggle. There it is. Pushes left. My God, that hood weighs about 1,000 pounds. It's clearly marked as to where it goes, which is nice for a change. I'm really surprised at how heavy that hood is. That is shockingly heavy, but it is quite a long hood, and obviously it is steel, not aluminum, or there's a brick in there for some reason, I'm not sure. So this is Generation 5 Toyota 2.5 liter hybrid drive system. So under the hood, conventional gas engine, the hybrid drive is attached onto the right side as you're standing facing the vehicle. Air cleaner, fuse boxes, the usual things that the consumer has to deal with. Your washer fluid, your expansion tank for your radiator. Yeah, that's really all there is. Again, you can check your own oil. Everything else is looked after by your Toyota technicians, hopefully at your dealership. One neat thing that Toyota has done with the last couple generations of vehicles, and exclusively with the 25 and forward, is that we're now using a 0W8 oil. So zero basically so that you have oil that is essentially the viscosity of water in cold temperatures, so that even on cold starts in our winters, you're getting excellent protection of this drivetrain by the lubricants that are inside. Yeah, supplied to us by Toyota, and with good maintenance, this car should last you a lifetime. So the fuel economy on this all new 2025 Toyota Camry hybrid drive is combined 5.4 liters per 100. So we've got an all-wheel drive car here, 19-inch wheels, that is giving you 5.4 liters per 100. So exceptional fuel economy, great reliability, tried and true. And to the best of our knowledge, this is the new drivetrain that will come probably in the new 2026 RAV4 hybrid as well when that transition happens. So pretty happy with the initial feedback on this vehicle. We've delivered more Camry so far this year than we did in the previous 3 years combined. So obviously the audience is liking what we're showing. Yeah, so it's been a great lift so far as sales go, and customer reviews once they've been driving them are outstanding. And this is a 2024 Toyota Corolla Hybrid. So the Corolla Hybrid for 2024 is virtually identical cosmetically to the equivalent trims on the non-hybrid vehicles. As a hybrid, the denotation obviously is the blue inside the Toyota emblem on the hood. It's a dead giveaway. This is an SE trim, so it's actually a dressed up car. This customer has chosen to put a bug deflector on it and some roof racks so that they can haul firewood or something on it, who knows. This is a new color for 2024. This is called Underground. It's kind of a pastel gray. We sold a ton of these. I do like this color on this car, especially with the black wheels. So high gloss grille in this vehicle, lots of contrast between the black and the gray. So it has an LED headlight. This is the SE trim. It does not come with a fog light package. Pretty straightforward. Nothing miraculous out here to look at. It just is a good looking car. So let's walk around to one of the sides and have a look and do the walk down the side of the car. So the first thing you'll notice on the SE trim, this is the SE trim. So there's multiple trims. There's LE front wheel drive. There's LE all wheel drive. There's SE that is only all wheel drive. There's an XSE, which gives you a leather interior. So the SE trim comes with an 18-inch wheel and tire package. It does have a black high gloss rim. I really do like the look of this wheel package, both on the gray and any other colors. This is just a nice package. You can go down to as small as a 15-inch wheel and tire package for this vehicle for winter. It gives you a little better wear and tear on our roads. So lots of options for wheel sizes and customization. As you come back, standard mud flap, nothing too exciting there. Mirrors on this vehicle, like all of the 2019 and newer Corollas, this one has the turn indicator out here on the mirrors on both the driver and passenger side. The emblem for the blind spot monitoring is also on the mirror, as it is on most of our vehicles. As we come back a little further, the door handle has the same technology that most of our vehicles have with Toyota. If your key is in your pocket, slide it down from the top, it'll unlock the vehicle. And for me, reaching up from the bottom, generally when the key's with me, will lock the vehicle. Obviously the key's not with me, it's in the car, that's why it's not working right now. We come down the side of the vehicle, we do have a lovely high gloss black accent piece skirt on the vehicle. Keeps the splash and mud down to a minimum for coming up on the side of the vehicle. This one has the all-wheel drive logo on the side. Obviously, this vehicle is all-wheel drive. The SE is only available as an all-wheel drive. It's a lovely feature, functionality is great, and the rear end is actually an electronic rear end, so it's lower in weight, but it gives you the power and the torque you're needing in less than ideal driving conditions. So come back a little further, again, 18-inch wheel, locking gas door, the taillights wrap around the side of the vehicle, everything's color matched, good looking car, not much really to talk about. Let's come around to the back, see what our trunk space is like. So here we are at the rear of the 2024 Corolla Hybrid. So blackout badging on the SE trim, nice touch, visually quite appealing. I like this. Has a lip spoiler on this trim, again, a little offset on the car. It clearly says it's an SE hybrid. Nice touch, high gloss finish on the rear, and it looks like at least a twin tipped exhaust. Overall, really appealing rear of this vehicle. Trunk, pretty standard configuration, so it has an electronic release right there to open it. Your camera for your backup camera is right here by the plate if you want to keep it clean. Nice open space. Again, this has been our bread and butter for the last 30 years. Best selling car on the planet. This just happens to be the hybrid. So the difference is the hybrid battery in this vehicle is up under the rear passenger seats. There is no spare tire in this vehicle. There's some storage in here. There's a repair kit. There's the tow bar in case you need to use it to get pulled out of the ditch. There is a punch out in the front bumper to put that in so you don't damage anything in that process. So good usable space here, but again, nothing magical. You do have a safety release in here, so if your friends are good enough to lock in your trunk, you can get out so you won't be locked in the trunk of a car. It is a 60/40 rear split seat that I believe you can drop down from the inside. Lots of tether points for car seats as well, because this for a lot of families is the grocery getter, and you need to put the little ones in it safely. So let's have a look at the driver's seat and see what we can find there for features and all those goodies. Okay, so here we are at the driver's door of the 2024 Corolla Hybrid. Simple functionality. This is a Corolla, so you have a lockout. So if you've got people in the rear you don't want playing with the windows, you can lock that out from here. Power door locks, obviously for all four doors. Your window controls are here, and as I come in a little closer, it is a manual seat configuration. Again, this is a Corolla. It's a well-appointed Corolla, but no power seat, because the price point is you're not paying for a power seat, you're not getting one. What I see from here, dimming switch for your gauge lights, automatic headlight controls, vehicle dynamic control on-off switch, again, for really slippery days. If you need to make the car spin, you press that button and it lets the wheels spin. Otherwise, it sees it as an unsafe condition for you as a driver. This is the SE trim, so you do get a heated steering wheel. Really nice feature with this vehicle is that heated steering wheel. Once you've had one, you never want to go without one. The heated cowling for your wipers, again, slushy season, heats where your park area is for your wipers, keeps them de-iced. Let's hop in the driver's seat and see what the configuration's like. Again, manual settings, but I do have a tilt and telescopic steering wheel. Layout's very simple, very comfortable. Audio controls to the left, voice controls for your phone, cruise control, all the safety settings for lane departure assist, lane trace assist, everything is here for those adjustments. This is a very simple seat, but it is very comfortable, I've got to say. There's no issues here whatsoever. I've got tons of leg room. I'm going to put this all the way back. Again, I'm 5'10". I've got this back. I don't have really very long legs. I cannot touch the pedals from this position, so I'm guessing you should be able to be well up in the 6+ range to reach. That's pretty comfortable for me. So this vehicle is full of gas, and it's telling me it has a range of 939 kilometers, again on a 40-liter tank. So fuel economy rating for this vehicle is down in the 5, so exceptional fuel economy with this 1.8-liter engine. Features, again, conventional shifter, push button start because it has a wireless key. That's a nice feature. Automatic parking brake is standard feature on all the Corollas now. This particular version has heated seats. It has wireless charging right there, the IQ wireless charging. Different drive modes for the transmission to give you a little more responsiveness. And again, it is an electronic all-wheel drive system. It looks after everything as far as the dynamics of putting power to the rear wheels when it is needed. Analog controls, which I'm familiar with. I'm very happy with the analog controls for the dash. So fan, temperature, defrost, on, off, AC, all very, very simply laid out and very user-friendly. And for a lot of our customers who've been driving Corollas for decades, this still, for all intents and purposes, just feels like the next generation Corolla with its simplicity and its functionality. This version of the vehicle comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, comes with some of the connected services, both for safety and comfort, that'll pair with your smartphone if you see the value in that. This particular one, again, has the good size sunroof. I've got lots of headroom here, and Toyota's always been very good about this. This has an adjustable height setting, so that depending on your personal dynamics, I am able to raise my backside up probably about 5 centimeters from the absolute floor space. So for people who have leg issues, there's lots of adjustability here. It's just not power adjustability, it's manual. Very practical, very simple, very robust. People tend to drive Corollas for like 15+ years, so some of the simplicity that's engineered in here is to your advantage if you're a long-term owner. So again, I have this vehicle set for my own comfortable seating position, so I'm going to do the rear seat test and see how the leg room is back there for rear passengers and just see some of the layout back there. So let's have a look back there, shall we? So here we are at the back seat of the 2024 Corolla SE Hybrid. Doesn't matter if it's a hybrid or not, the configuration is the same with the gas vehicle, so it's a pretty good rundown. So we have the seats laying flat now just to show you that there is good usable storage space here. I'm going to guess that space is over 3 feet wide, probably 1.5 feet high. For those of you in metric, roughly 1 meter wide and 45 centimeter opening. I hope that's accurate, I'm guessing. So, very easy to lay down. You can see the tether points here. There's multiple latch points for child seats because most of these are family cars. So very simple to put back up. There's a very simple, slam it, it's locked, check it, it automatically resets. So I'm gonna hop in here. And again, long torso for a 5'10" person. I'm quite comfortable here. I don't have a ton of headroom, but if I slouched a little bit, I'd be fine. Fairly shallow pocket in that door. I'm actually kind of surprised at how little space there is there, but it could be because there is a speaker there, and you can't have your cake and eat it too. There needs to be a space for a speaker, so the speaker takes up the majority of that space, but there is a storage cubby behind that. Good, easily accessible hand holes, power windows, obvious. I love the simplicity of the wraparound mat. It's a 2-piece. You can take it clean, shake the dirt out of it, put it back in, and good, usable 2 charging ports, USB-C. This car would be very comfortable for 4 adults to travel in for long periods of time. And nice, comfy armrest there. Good. You know, nothing spectacular about this, but there's certainly nothing wrong with it either. It's really quite comfortable. Yeah, so simplicity at its best in a Corolla. So no seat pockets on the rear of these seats. I guess that's a matter of opinion whether you see any value in them or not. I don't tend to use them. We're not all carrying maps and magazines anymore, so what value do they really have to us? So let's go back to the front of the vehicle. I'll look under the hood, pretend I know what's under there, and get this tidied up for you folks. So let's have a look under the hood. Make sure I can find how to open the hood would be really helpful. There it is. There's the hood release. There we go. There's the release. So this is the 1.8 liter engine. So the 1.8 has been the standard configuration for Corolla gas up until a couple of years ago when they switched to the 2 liter. But up until the latest generation of Prius, because this is a hybrid, the Priuses were all running a 1.8 liter hybrid drive. So this is the older version of the 1.8 liter hybrid drive that was in the Prius until the last configuration for 2023. This, in its simplicity, is I can actually identify a few more things in here than I can in most vehicles. I can see a battery that I know how to boost, I know how to replace, I know how to check my oil, not change it. I could change it, but I'm not going to. Check your oil, check your coolant. Again, really not much under here for the consumer. I don't know why people look at engines, but we're doing it again as we always do. Fuse boxes in there, and again, if you need anything done here, you probably need a qualified technician to do it. So I'm Randy at Kentville Toyota. Thank you very much for your time. This has been the 2024 Corolla SE Hybrid all-wheel drive. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Like it, subscribe to it, do something interesting with it, comment, make fun, who cares? Thanks for your time. Good night.